Hello, everyone. If you stuck around, welcome back. This one's a little different to the show that we just did, where we had three different people on and given their own opinions on the performance Manchester United disciplined on Newcastle tonight. But as always, if you have stuck around, big support will be needed on this one because this is where you guys come in. Normally, we have little involvement from the fans, and not many people always seem to look at their comments when they watch shows after games. So here's your opportunity. This is where you guys can add your thoughts on the show and give me your own review of the game. I can't really invite you on the show because I'll get a bit of trouble from my boss. But you'll hear my thoughts in a bit more of an expansive manner. I saved a few of my ideas or suggestions for United's performance tonight for this particular show. It's not all may happen. It may be a regular occurrence. I want to see how it does first before getting going with it later in the week. But first and foremost, big result, massive win for United tonight. Pressure obviously was on them because Leicester had I think a very tough time at Villa Park, winning 2-1 against Aston Villa. I watched that game and maybe there were points where Aston Villa didn't look all that great against a Leicester team that had struggled in Prague, and maybe there was weighing on their minds a bit when they started in Birmingham today. Could they have won? Could they have performed the way they've expected? We don't know. But for what it's worth, they've played very well and got away with the result. So that put pressure on United instantly. What could they do to respond? What could they do to get back above Leicester against a Newcastle side devoid of confidence? Personally, I was nervous. Again, I'm nervous for every United game. You don't know if they're going to win 5-0 or lose 6-3-2 or 4-4 or draw 4-4. You don't know. It's always wacky football in Man United. But that's what, supporting a team Ole Solskjaer manages does to you. But we started the game in a bit of a weird way. Looking at the team he picked, it was probably the right choice. The sort of team today because the lack of available names in such as Pogba, Van der Beek and Cavani, he'd struggled to think of a suitable option, but he had great help from Dan James, who performed excellently in midweek and deserved to get another opportunity today. And obviously with McTominay out, Nemanja Matic had his opportunity as well. And in my honest opinion, Matic, he does things differently to what McTominay does. He's someone who does do the simple task of what most single pivots who play in a trident midfield, three in midfield formation do. Clean up behind in front of the defence, make sure nothing goes through him, and get the ball forward, progress it forward to the forwards or the attacking midfielder to get into our opponent's final third. He does the basics very well. So it's good to see him back today. But McTominay's good form can't be ignored. He's done so well to play the way he's played recently and contribute with the goals he's scored. Alas, though, it is a tough one. So, again, if anything, United's had a lot to learn. I want to hear from you guys in the comments section. Quite bare at the moment. But if you give me your thoughts on today's game and also what you want to see from Ollie on Thursday, more than happy to highlight them on this show. And if you do like what I'm doing right now, giving my own thoughts and an opportunity for the masses such as yourselves, the many United fans who follow us, to giving us your own 2 cents on the situation, please hit subscribe. We'll do this more often if it turns out okay. But yeah, started the game all right. United didn't really pull up many trees. Newcastle looks good. Credit where credit's due. Poor old Almiron was running up and down all day today. He gave our defense a few worries, but ultimately, it was that weird. It was a weird game, and Newcastle didn't make it all that easy for us. I would have personally liked if they'd been a bit more sharper up front. Obviously, Marcel, again, stressed by many, hasn't offered very much. He struggled to really turn and make the moves into the penalty area you're often able to see from a player of his quality. But then he's devoid of confidence and he's struggling to really find his form from last season. Yeah, it's a worry. It's a big worry with him. And we're now at the point where, as stressed by Messrs. Kai, Rory, and Mehdi, they made the point earlier on. is it now time to you really start talking to Martial and seeing if you leave him out of the team for a bit? Is he not developing the way we were expected to from last season, where he scored 20 plus goals? He was part of a firing front three that were constantly in the mood to score. He looked at, the angry Martial that came off after Aston Villa, the one who he saw who looked frustrated. He didn't score. And it was a sign that he was motivated. He was prepared to sacrifice his well-being for the team to go and score. At times, he looked so much like he was so confident last season. It was a disappointment that now he's just become the way it is. And I think it's affected him. The red card against Spurs may be a reason. It could be the night against PSG where he missed 2 chances. I don't want to remind people about it. It doesn't fill me with much satisfaction either, seeing him blaze one over the bar and not be able to hit the target. It's just weird with Martial. I find it's very strange he's not able to, sustain his form. And that needs to be addressed, hopefully, sooner or later. So again, do you think Martial needs to be dropped or left out of the team? Let me know. Comment section right there. Hopefully, you can give me your thoughts on whether he should be dropped or whether he should stay in the team. Ollie's given him a lot of chances. Maybe it's one chance too many tonight. He's not been able to take the opportunity. Greenwood came on and made such a positive impact instantly in the box, getting in there, making runs and trying to be an option for the wide players to find. So who knows? Roy was with me just now. Martial needs to be dropped. Fair point from him. He's got his opinion on the matter. So there's one. Rory thinks he should go. He did say on the show that he struggled to keep form, and if anything, his confidence is really diminished over the last few weeks. Do you agree with Rory? Do you think Martial needs more chances? You know what to do. Respond to him. Hit that comment box. Give me more to talk about. In terms of the rest of the game, though, it wasn't the most entertaining game after we scored. Great goal from Rashford, though, who skinned Emil Kraft, the right back, who's not the best fullback in the world, and he certainly made him look like an idiot down that near side. Skinned him with a nutmeg, lovely ball. Lovely run into the box and a fantastic drive. Like, he just manages to drill it beyond the near post of Darlow. And something he did a lot of last season when he played against Tottenham and a few other clubs was always drill it near post with power. Obviously, recently people have been lambasting him for the decision to go for power. And instead of caressing it or just taking a touch and then looking for the far corner with the bending shot. So, more or less, that's true. Rory again. Rashid's our guy for that left mid, left wing position. Fair point. I think he is the guy. He is the one that should play in there more often. Today, he's demonstrated why he should play on the left every single game. He deserves his right as the man who's earned his spot in that area ahead of Martial. Martial, who wants to play there, struggles out most games to really impose himself against whoever he plays against. And very often we find he struggles, especially against defenders who sit deep. And that's been a good example of that would have been against Sheffield United a few weeks ago. He didn't turn as much, or he didn't hold up the ball as he did. When you give him opportunities against a wide open team like when we play against Southampton or Leeds, those sorts of games are where he flourishes. He likes the space. He likes the availability of 4 or 5 yards in front of him, and he'll run into it. He'll go in there. He'll give them hell. And sure enough, he did. It worked that day. It won't work on other days, though. And it's annoying that he's not as consistent. And I understand it's affecting him in terms of his mentality, but he's got to improve. He's got to find it within himself to rise against the tide that is in front of him. He shouldn't be having this bad form for too long. But yeah, back on Rashford. Rashford's goal is fantastic. Great opener. It's the equaliser which has really annoyed a lot of people, but I held back my original feelings about this for half time, and instead I decided to wait till now to really address it. These sorts of corners or crosses into the box that we defend against is always a problem. And it doesn't ever get dealt with. You don't have an imposing person who's going to say, I'm going to have this, it's mine, over everyone else's. You don't hear the calls of calling it Harry's or Victor's or whatever. In normal football, like anyone who plays Sunday League will know, you always call for the ball, no matter where it's going. If you know you're going to reach it, you call for it. And numerous times tonight, I didn't hear someone call for the ball. Now, Man United sometimes release this match day plus thing, which is basically the match played without the commentary. You just hear all the crowd noise. You just hear the players on the pitch. There's been very few occasions I hear Harry call for a header or Scott call for a header. But the understanding thing is, with McTominay, because obviously he knows if he knows he's going to get the ball, he'll get it. With Harry, against tall strikers, he struggles to do that. And I worry for him sometimes. I worry that even though he is our one true defensive aerial threat, there have been times where he's not been good clearing the headers out. And that one today is an example. It's a short corner that goes in from the right-hand side by Shelvey. And it goes over to the back post where Maguire does not knock it out properly with his head. He had the safe option of nodding it out for a corner to this side. And instead he goes and heads it out towards Sir Maximan, who's got, the time, no time to think about it. His first instinct is, can I get the shot on target? He does well to get the shot away. And yes, De Gea, again, questionable goalkeeping. Previously, I've highlighted about him. He's dropping form. I think I made a very wild rant after the FA Cup semi-final when I said De Gea should be dropped. And if Henderson comes back in, get him to play games. And it's demonstrated recently how good Henderson is in the team at the moment, how important he is when he's got the opportunity to show that De Gea isn't now safe as United's number one. Because he let that Sir Maximin shot go in, didn't really go for it or get into position. You'd expect your goalkeeper to be set and ready to palm it away from the area of the goal that he looks like it's going into. And there were also two other scenarios where he made saves that were questionably TV saves, just camera saves. The two that he more or less could on a normal take, he catches those. Both hands in the air. What W shape with your gloves, just catch it. Get your hands on the ball, dominate your area. On Thursday night, look how many times Dean Henderson called for the ball, and it's his, it's mine, I want it. He goes out and gets it, catches it with both hands. It's a strange thing, really. And you start to worry now about David De Gea. Can he keep up? Can he keep up being, safe as number one? It's probably been the most threatened he's been for a long time. I think Sergio Romero, when he had his time as number two for a long period in his career, sat on the bench watching De Gea steal the limelight. I think 17-18 season, the best example where he played so well and literally blew away the competition in the league that year, winning the Golden Glove. He had that World Cup. He struggled. The 18-19 season, he wasn't the goalkeeper we knew as the solid, strong, and capable figure that he was in the penalty area. He struggled. He made mistakes. He was becoming an error-prone goalkeeper, and suddenly then his distribution starts to wane a bit. Emilio Alvarez leaving may be a difference. Alvarez was the goalkeeping coach at the time Mourinho was there. He was still there when Solskjaer was manager, and suddenly changed a bit after Alvarez left. He struggled again for form. Maybe there were things Alvarez was advising him to do in certain games that helped him become as good as he did. I don't know. Maybe even it's the fact that he's got so much more responsibility as a goalkeeper now, especially with I won't say a better defense. This defense isn't great, but people in front of him that do somewhat better defending than what we saw with Smalling and Jones in the era where we really struggled to have a commanding centre-back. It wasn't pretty. So De Gea's the problem. Henderson now is really imposing himself and playing too well to miss out on games. So again, want to hear from you guys. Henderson ahead of De Gea. Could it be that he becomes the number one in the future? Who knows? Get your thoughts on that one. Mohamed Abdi, good to see you, mate, on the YouTube. He asks, do you think this turn of form from Dan James is going to be temporary? Well, let's come on to him, because on Thursday night, he got his opportunity against Sociedad. Did very well. And the thing I love seeing, and he's one of my, not my favourite players. That's more like the bracket of Bruno and Rashford on a good day. They are pretty much my favourites in the team. But what James has done recently is he's taken an opportunity that Ollie has offered him. And by playing against a team that in Sociedad that were not very good defensively that particular night, he was able to use the strengths of his pace and his ability to just think of be able to be two-dimensional, looking ahead where the ball is and trying to find the man in the box when he's got the opportunity. There was a couple of occasions in that game where I wish he passed it today, but it happens. You are laser focused as a winger, and he is a direct winger. He only thinks about what's in front of him, and if it doesn't always come off. We've probably been frustrated by him in games where he's not played great. This is now a purple patch I think we need to utilize in the next few weeks. We have to make the most of when Dan James is playing well in matches where he is able to really dominate down his side of the pitch. He played on the right today, a testament to the fact that Greenwood has played some games on the right this season and done well. He's actually performed today in a position which is already a worry for us, especially with who we've targeted for the summer. He played well on Thursday. He scored a goal. He had an excellent game today as well. I'm starting to think that we should just think about the next game with him. If he keeps performing like this next time out, who knows? You also have to consider Ryan Giggs is considering national team options for Wales this summer. Will Dan James be in the Wales team? We don't know by the end of the season what will happen to Dan James, but I think it's a good opportunity for him to really now knuckle down, tell the manager, I need to get myself ready for the Euros. I will do whatever I can for United now to get any opportunity you put in front of me. Let me take it. I'll play it. I'll give 100% and not let up until the final whistle blows. And today he played 90 minutes. He played so well. I really think this is an opportunity for him now just to step up. So the next game on Thursday against Sociedad again, if he shows that he's able to continue that form and he's confident when coming up against the fullbacks, as direct as he is, pressing when he hasn't got the ball, showing that he's not giving up, I think we may see the better version of James as the season wears on towards the international break. So hopefully we will need him more. So you never know. But yeah, great goal from James today. Something we don't see very often from him is the ability that he has to sort of let time stand still for a minute. I think it was for a long time when he received that ball from the left-hand side. I think it was Rashford who played it in. Fernandes flicked it on inside the box. And then, a bit like Leicester, Rashford poked it away that day. But this time, James receives it in the box in an angle where he could shoot. And, part of me was thinking, he's not going to score here. And then he just literally smashes it into the near post. A fabulous goal and questionable goalkeeping again. But it's good to see him hitting the back of the net. The poor guy's had his critics. He's had bad days, but it's not all his fault. Sometimes the team don't play well, and he's been picked out as a scapegoat for those performances. Today, he performed well. He deserves the plaudits he gets from the fans that support him. And personally, I think he really needs more opportunities to shine in the team. Finally, obviously, Fernandes scored a penalty, as we are used to. Joe Willock committed a rather, a foul you don't want to commit. It looked soft. I'll say that. It looked very soft. Rashford going over. But you don't slide inside the penalty area. You make as little contact as he did. Even still, VAR era, they'll give a penalty no matter what. And there was no second thought on that one. So Fernandes, glad that he got his revenge on Carl Darlow. He's the only man who stopped a penalty in the time that Fernandes has been at United. So it's great to see that he managed to exact revenge on him today. And yeah, United winning, great result. Fantastic to see that they've been able to, they've been able to pick up a result despite performing a little under par. You need to really now knuckle down, I think. I think Ollie's got to look at this team and question whether he has question these players. If they have the authoritative nature that they have against Newcastle today, can they apply it to the game against Chelsea? I said it in the original preview, I've kind of looked past Sociedad. Why? You don't score 5 goals away from home in the Europa League very often and qualify for the last 16. This is a rare occasion. And the way United completely bossed them on Thursday means that they've sort of opened they've freed up a little bit of an opportunity to give players who don't always get a chance to play the time in the team. We should see Bai on Tuesday. We should see Thursday. Sorry, we should see Bai. We should see Matic again. We should see James again. We may see that same front three that played last week. If anything, Martial will start. If he wants to, keep giving Martial chances to find himself again, he will start him again just to keep Rashford fit. I don't know about Fernandes. If Fernandes plays. It's up to him. He can decide if he wants to participate or not. But I wouldn't mind seeing Massa where Fernandes is now, because Van der Beek sadly isn't fit. If Van der Beek does come back, all his, he can take that spot, because Fernandes needs that opportunity to recover some time on the bench, get some energy back, and I wouldn't risk it unless the miraculous happens. So another thing we should consider, this game against Sociedad, we need to make sure we don't lose this game. I think it's best if United just avoid defeat. If they lose this match, it will more or less dent the team's confidence and will start to, I would think, play on the minds of fans a little bit. And it would be ideal that we also, with the fact that Atletico play Chelsea in a neutral venue, it will add to the fact that Chelsea will exert a lot more against Atletico, because Atletico will be sitting back a lot of the game. They'll push, they'll stress out, they'll try to stress them out. It's not easy to do that against a Simeone side. So if Chelsea put the effort in and shuffle around and maybe even stretch themselves to the extent that they don't achieve anything in Bucharest, that might play into our hands on Sunday. So who knows? But I'm hoping that this team do not do the worst possible thing and struggle in the home game on Sunday. Mind you, Sociedad did score 4 goals, but it was against bottom of the league team in Deportivo Alavés. Isaac scored a hat trick. I think someone else scored. I think David Silva scored. Just have a look who's got that goal for them. Just to make sure I don't get it wrong or anything like that. Their goal was scored by Porto. Okay, so Porto got that goal. So yeah, they were 4-0. Great job. Good result. They're staying in the hunt for Champions League in the top 5, 5th place in La Liga. I still don't want to underestimate them. I think they're a great team. They've got such talent and ex-Premier League players there too. Isaac as well, he's a star in the making. He's really been kicking on over there. But again, United need to treat this game as seriously as they can. Hence why I don't want to rest too many. I'd rest 3 or 4 in the team, and it will shuffle a bit. The goalkeeper being the obvious one. Bailly coming in, Van der Beek, Mattel, so who knows. But if you think United go strong, or do you want to see them shuffle it around on Thursday night, you tell me. Hit the comment section. Let me know what you think. Finally, because this show doesn't go very long. I don't plan it to go on for very long. Finally, obviously, man of the match, I said Dan James. Reason being, last 2 games, he's been fantastic. He's been solid. Honourable mentions, as always, to Luke Shaw, because he's been great. He's been great for the last few months now. Since he picked up the injury against Everton, he's stepped on a lot. And that probably comes from having the competition in the team. And people will be critical of Martial for not being able to step up in the situations when he's asked to, where Cavani gets injured like he is now. It's a very worrying situation with Martial. I think he needs to understand that it's now or never. If you don't take this chance, you will not get many more after this if Cavani is fit. Because should Cavani be fit, he starts. He gets in the team. And Martial can just sit or be on the bench longer than he likes. And that's, it's his prerogative. You want to win games. You want to prove yourself. You want to be able to step up when it matters. You want to step up when it matters and take your opportunity. Cavani will be waiting in the wings. And people are starting to warm to the fact that he is someone who commits a lot and gives up a lot for the team. So Martial on Thursday, who knows? But yeah, on Thursday, who knows? So we'll see what happens. But he's got to do better than today. So yeah, honourable mentions. Luke Shaw has done well. He supported Rashford incredibly. Rashford gets a shout out too for not only the excellent goal, his role generally was solid. Again, United at times, they didn't overall play particularly well. Fernandes again, goal and assists. What's that now? 55 goal contributions since in 59 games. This guy he doesn't stop. So he'll be important. I would like for him not to play on Thursday, but again, it's up to him. He will tell the manager if he wants to play or not, or if Ollie feels to rest him, he'll rest him. And yeah, beyond that, not much else really in terms of the team. But I think United are in a good position. We look at the table now. It's okay. 10 points still behind Manchester City. Staying above Leicester on goal difference. We've got that cushion to Chelsea of 6 points. 9 clear of Liverpool now. Imagine if we started the season, say we'd be 9 points clear of Liverpool. It's remarkable the fact we've come this far. Obviously, that attributes to the struggles Liverpool have been on in recent weeks. So that also is an additional factor that needs to be taken into account. But really, it's down to us now. We've got to take this upon ourselves. We've got to take it upon ourselves to really start to kick on in this top 4 hunt. I still think we could close the gap to City. The realistic thing we really need to do, if anything, City have wrapped up the title, but it's to try not to cede the position we're in now. We really owe it to ourselves to continue stretching, pushing, and getting as much out of this team as possible, get to the end of the season, hopefully do well in the cup competitions and go far in them, hopefully further than the semis. I'd like that at least. We'll be able to go to the final because the FA Cup final could be in front of fans. Who knows? There's some rumours about that, and it would be nice to have that opportunity United get to a cup final. So who knows? Keep an eye on that one. Keep an eye on that one. But yeah, we need to get through this. Honestly, I think we're okay. We need to just measure our. I say this myself. I measure my expectations realistically, but saying it's just the start. I really have to secure the Champions League football first before we think about anything else. And we're going along the right lines of doing that. So just keep going. Just keep going. Keep getting those points. Make sure we're not as beatable as we looked early in the season, and we'll go far in terms of getting into the Champions League. If we're sooner we secure the qualification, if we're far in Europe, then who knows? But the draw on Friday as well is going to be important. So we'll keep an eye on all that. But yeah, enough from me. Appreciate all of you tuned in. I really enjoy it. In terms of the future on Trafford talk, not much different to last week. I have the keys again. This week, it's all me. Every single stream will have my face on it. Reason being, it's a European week again because we have the second leg of the Sociedad game. The preview for that is on Tuesday night, and I'll be live before the Champions League games start, around about 7 p.m. So tune in if you want to watch us waffle on a bit more about the Europa League and realistic hopes for Thursday evening. The review on Thursday night will be after the game as well, so tune in for that. And the draw, bit of a multitasking element for me, but I will be hosting a draw from a different location, from a non-league football ground, because I'm doing some media work over there on Friday morning. So I'll be there to do the draw, but hopefully I won't be too long in the process of doing that. But beyond that, that is all from me. I appreciate you all tuning in this evening on both our reviews. This one in particular. If you do like it, if you do like this and want to see it more often, let's say, hit the like button. Give us a decent number of likes. 20. Give me 20, and I'll bring it back on Thursday night. Yeah? Okay? Good. Until then, I appreciate it. Take care, everyone, and I'll see you on Tuesday, Thursday, whenever. I'll see you on Tuesday. Good night, everyone.